50 years ago, arguably, there was less need for conversion. I mean, it was a much more church-friendly culture, I think. Certainly in terms of vocations it was. You had families. 50 years ago, a family had 5 kids, 6 kids, and if one of them became a priest or a sister, well, great. Today you've got families with 1 or 2 kids. If one of my sons or daughters wants to become a priest or a sister or a brother, I've only got 1 left in their mind. Now, it goes back to this idea of call and vocation. Hey, if I only have 1 child, but my son has been called to the priesthood, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he needs to do. That will be that's where he will experience happiness. I mean, I think ultimately, with parents, it comes down to, I want my kid to be happy. I love my son. I want him to be happy. And there's a fear that my son, the priest, won't experience the happiness that I hope he experiences. I think also this is going on. If you have not been called to the priesthood, my father was not called to the priesthood. Obviously, he was called to marriage. My father was incredibly supportive and proud that one of his boys became a priest. But at a certain point, my dad didn't understand it. My father was called to something else. Again, totally, thank God, supportive of it. But there's a point where he could only, go so far in an understanding of what was going on in my life. Because I was called to something that he wasn't. So I think you factor that in sometimes too, the parental confusion, fear, resistance thing. It's more like, I don't get this. And if I don't get it, then I don't think I want my son pursuing it. So, a healthier understanding of what vocation is, I think would go a long way.